I told you a little bit about him because I had some people making comments on the post that I put up a few days ago, saying that they didn't know much about, Shane. And I said, just as I'm saying it, he would be your Mason bad boy. He would be your Fat Joe in Terror Squad. He would probably be your Feedy in G Unit kind of thing. And he has also, just like the other artists I've mentioned, he's done a lot of his solo work as well. But he was so good that a lot of the artists at the time were so excited to be having him as part of their song. So it's so good to have him. I actually have him holding on. But what I'm thinking to do is to probably play a song and then come back to him, and we get to find out what's going on in his life. Wonder if you remember this song.
1 2 1 2 microphone check. Shaynedingz is back.
This is a Salima Kalima production.
Yeah. I'm loving this one, man.
This music.
Let's go. What he cheat? Now I'm chugging, man. They're trying to do my rally. Yeah, 4 years in the bed, the phone fall. I met a girl when we saw in the mall. She was intelligent, smart and sexy. Boys zangu narianga ari sexy. Lorraine Dokuti introduce her. Shaynedingz meet Mao Bakasa. They got in date. Chikanzi hapana. I'm on my way. Kuyenda kumba kwenye jungle. They got a kumba kwenye jiende kupi. What a false prospect when I'm not way. Catch you one dog and then I got a footy. They got my woods na kumuvunza. Can I call you later on kuma 8? Chikanzi is boss as the phone are too late. Okay, no problem. Then I told her one day, Chacha wangu. We became very, very good friends. Pama kombi teacher gara teacher sangana. I began to fall in love no more. Dare I say, ndumuuza kwa kandiramba ha jina basa. Nokufeka hembe zangu tepa Christmas. Kuti ndimuuze maundi nukuda. Nokushika shichinzi ha hapo. Hakuchope kakayenda kuchukoro. Shikandi waza shichindi baya moyo. Unandaka taura naye nesuro. Nokukumbira namba zeku south. Chikanzi hatina anowanza nyara tsamba. Kwa address chikanzi ndakunetsa. Maja soko ndanetsa papi. Naimao ko uri kupi. Iyo mao ndachaga ndakushaya. Naimao.
So if you don't know much about the artists that we're playing today, or we feature on our Zim Arts today, that's a taste of what it is all about. Munzo ma rhymes there. Shane, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a very long time.
A very long time.
Very, very long time. And back in the day, wine the teaser, I know that. You always like used to be the artist that would always be with everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So say because we used to have a lot of those galas and all those things that were going on back in the day, but you would be like the artist that would kind of like be in the background. But we will be so excited about you, obviously, because we were playing your music and you were featured in so many great songs. So we'd be excited about you, and you would be the cool dude. I'd say you always dress very well. You always did dress well. So we always used to
Thank you
notice,
very
but we didn't get the chance to tell you. because nongochititiza uchiuta havana sistrand muripo here ana sistrand zvimwe zvazviya uchinzvenga. But it's so good. It's really so good to have
I used
you.
to like being in the background. I
And
think
did you?
it's more suitable for me, yeah.
Saka, should we say you're kind of like you were talking about you were because you were younger then. You were kind of like on the shy side.
Yeah, kind of on the shy side, but at the same time, I think I used to get anxious with interviews or being on the spotlight.
Well, whether you liked or not, you were on the spotlight because we were still just going on about you when, you know, your music was getting high rotation on radio stations. There's something that I'm really so curious to ask before I forget it. This is the deal, Shane. There was Chigutiro, right?
Yeah.
There was Chamembe.
Yeah.
At some point, there was that squad. And then that squad turned into Chamembe. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then there was Chigutiro. And
Yeah.
you were just part of Chigutiro. You never were part of Chamembe.
Actually, my first album, I recorded it at Chamembe, which was That's One.
Okay.
So there's a time where I think me, Blush, TBA, and Jamie, we decided to say, okay, for the next project that we want to do, let's break away from Chamembe because there were so many talented artists
That's
who
true.
were at Chamembe, and I think the chance to shine, it was kind of
Very
being,
little.
you know, tug and tussle, yeah. So we decided to, you know, form our own recording studio.
Wow.
And that's when me and Blush, I think we came up with the idea. Then later on, we kind of called TBA and we kind of called Jed to the plan to create Chigutiro.
Wow. You see, this is because when I did put a post, I had, remember Henceforth Koza?
Yeah.
So Henceforth came into my inbox and corrected a few things that I said on my post because they weren't correct.
Yeah, he was. I think Henceforth Koza was there from the beginning when he was.
I think that's
looking
when,
for new music.
That's true. I actually then went back and remembered that no, when it came to That Squad, I had a CD from That Squad, but I think I got it from Henceforth. So Henceforth was really in the forefront of everything when you guys were information and everything. So I really appreciated the information that he gave me. Then I said to myself, now I wonder, did he cross from Chamembe to Chigutiro or he just went in as part of Chigutiro? So now you see, you've also even given me information that I didn't know. That is very important for one to have a better understanding of what was happening there. So would you say that there was beef or it was just a matter of growth? Or just saying, we need to grow, we need to do...
I think it's to say, I think it was a matter of saying we need to grow as artists, as producers, as songwriters. So I think at the time, I think there was a point where I think Chamembe was probably the most dominant recording studio in Zimbabwe at the time.
That's true.
So I think, but then when you have a place like that, you might have other artists who are not getting the chance to
showcase,
have
yet
their
they are talented.
Yes, exactly, to showcase their talent. So what we managed to do was, I think there's a time where I think TBA, who was like of the TBA and Tech 5 Productions, he also wanted to be on his own, to make his own sound, to make his own music. And so we talked to him and said, okay, let's try to do something of our own. And as talented as he was, it was not easy for him to leave Chamembe because it was a family for them. Not just saying the family is but they were actually related with Tech 5, with Grace Janami.
Oh, Grace, I remember Grace, the sister, right? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So it was not easy for him to leave, but then at the same time, he also wanted to prove that he can be his own man and go out there and make his own music.
Wow. We're gonna play a song and we come back to talk about your productions at the time and just get to find out what was happening, who were you working with and stuff. But we'll do that after we play this song you're featuring in.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2 microphone check. Shaynedingz is best.
Natombohita zviri groovy tobata maguvu. One step back tichirova mawoko. Tiri pano all night namadrezi ari tight. Tikaneni uchizunguzira pamjaivhira pano ahizi yamadhara. Nyasopongorora ndemabebi nezvikara. Saka ngatichiita madhanza kupenga. Makombo ari gogo takatarisa mudenga. Tichitambisa muchino usiku wese. Hapana zvekurara yangu zvese zvese.
Chisikana bata msoro tamba kusvika rangu dasuva. Chikomana simudzi maoko tsvaka wako adidirusha. Usatye simudzi maoko nhasi tiri tose kusvika mangwa. Kukutanzi usiku wese nhasi suva rako mwanaiwe. Yorira bata msana simudzi maoko chishaura. Chisikana sekerera kunaka kudai makapenga mai. Noita sei nobata papi amira nditsvake wekutamba naye. Makumbo kurwadza anoda kufara. Noita sei
If you're on Facebook, forgive me, I can't really see the comments and stuff. So I'll try and comment much later on when I'm done. I'm having one of those shows where you just come in and you go out. But so good to be having Shaynedingz to talk about, music back then in the day, and we're coming forth to the current. And he is on the phone with me. Shane, tell me, where are you in the United Kingdom?
I'm in Derby, England. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you are. Not so far away from me, actually. Because I'm in Dunstable. Usually when I tell people that I'm in Dunstable, they'd be like, oh, I'm in Derby. That's not... Oh, Corby. Is it Corby or Derby? The Derby's far, right? Corby's the one that's close by.
Derby's,
Now, Now I just remember to see how I'm still just learning about this place. So, we just played Bum Jive, one of the songs that you featured in. It was a big song. It was really a big song. And I just want us to go back to that time and talk about how you were featuring, how you were doing your own music, how was that for you? Did you feel like you did better as a featured artist, or you did better as just a solo artist rapping on your own songs?
I feel it was a bit of both, because I think you can't be a featured artist without doing well
That's
with
true.
your own music. So I think at the time when I was working with these guys, I think it was one of those where like, oh, I like the other song called "Later to My Ex." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So can you feature on my song? So it was one of those cases, yeah. So I remember when we did Bum Jive, it was one of those songs where I think we were working on what do you call it? I think it was Chukuture Phase 1.
Yeah.
So when we were working on that, that's when Blas said, I think your voice might do the trick on the first beat of the song. So that's when we actually wrote the song in the studio, and then yeah, that's everything else is history.
Awesome stuff. And you had an album, you spoke about it a little bit earlier. Your first album, how did that do for you?
My first album was called Rudo Redu, distributed by Metro Studios.
Oh yes, Metro did quite a bit of work at the time, yes.
Yeah, they really helped me a lot.
They tried, yeah.
So I remember, I think the album featured the likes of Rocky, Blush, Nasha, and then Shamiso Goma at the time, who was quite a big artist.
Oh yes, Shamiso. I remember that name. Wow.
Yeah.
There were so many good artists, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I remember Shamiso.
She was very good. She was really,
yeah,
really
she was really up the street. Yeah, up my street as
and,
well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think many people might not know this. I think there's one song that also featured Stana.
Really?
And I think there's this brother and sister combination called, I think it was called, I can't remember, from Tare.
Brother and sister. I can
Yeah,
actually see
I
them, but
think-
I've forgotten their names. I can see
Yeah.
them. I can actually see them
Yeah,
here, but I don't
so
remember their
it
names.
Yeah, it was quite a good album, so it did really well. I
Mm-hmm.
think I had about 3 or 4 songs which were played on national radio at that time.
Wow. Did you feel like, because, you know, when we went into that phase of urban grooves, if you remember
Yeah.
very well, there was a lot of talk around it and most of it very negative.
Yeah.
Did that in a way, for you as artists, even you as an individual, did that in a way kind of make you feel like there was a setback there?
I think what people didn't understand back then, I think people really wanted music to be as good as American music or British music
Yeah.
at that time. But what they didn't understand, I think there was a time where it was 100% local music.
Yeah.
And so many artists got the chance to make music. But then we were making music not because we knew how we were experiencing in that field, but we were actually learning so many things about mixing and mastering and producing quality music.
So you're
we did our
doing it
best.
on the spot.
Yeah, and you're doing it in a bedroom home studio. So
I
at the
know.
same time, you don't have the finance or the funds to make quality music. But then at the same time, people do not really understand, like, okay, these guys are still young, they're still trying to make good music, they're still trying to produce quality
That's true.
music, of which I believe we really tried to make quality music at the time. So if you look at music like Decibel's music, if you look at David Chupunise or Plaxidas Renika or Roy Royce, all those kind of guys, they really did their best to make sure that they gave us music which was really good, but then at the same time we were using the minimum
Resources that you guys had.
resources that we
Yeah.
had at the time. Yeah. So yeah,
Totally,
it was
totally
fun.
understood. And then I want to go back and remember how we also had our situations at the radio stations as well, where we ended up having a music committee that would have to sit down and listen to the productions because there was a lot of complaints about the quality is so bad, the music that you're playing is can't compare. If they're trying to sound American, then they better do a good job of it. And it was such it was such a trying time because even in the music committee meetings, the people that would be part of the committee would also really be at loggerheads over, so what works, what doesn't work. So it was a very difficult time, but through it all, I'd say that I think everybody did try. Everybody did try,
Oh yeah, I think one thing that we discovered later on, we knew go out to do those shows because we used to go around Zimbabwe, all over Zimbabwe.
That's true, yeah.
And we used to perform all over. So when we used to go out there thinking, maybe they just know one or two songs. But my goodness me, every time we would go to Mutare or Bulawayo or Big Falls, there would be loads of numbers of people who would be waiting for us. And when you perform some of the other songs, you think people don't know.
But they would know
People
the songs.
would really sing along. Some of the songs which were not even played on radio. That's how we actually knew, okay, music is...
People are out there looking for our music.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I'm going to play you one of your big songs, which one do you think is?
Maybe Letter to My Ex, I don't know.
Got it, bro.
Yeah. Shaynedingz, no show. Come on. Yeah.
Drums. That's what. Come on. I take 5. TBA. Shane. Yasha. Come on.
You already knew this letter, but you shona know the tumble. Ndakapuwa number yako now, Mr. Cumber. It's been a long time since you last seen each other. All the hug and kisses you went out to so adjusted. I wanna let you know that I'm doing so good. Just in case you wanna know what's up in the hood. Since you've been gone, the food was in the mood. That's right, out of line since we've been separated. Damn, remember all the good days we had? As soon as I changed our speed, that's what it chose. Kuda kwa honey, but that's what it chose. I had in the streets, wakugara kwa mutari. Kuno kuharari mbiri yako yakanetsa. Please, usa ites really stupid. Penny yako pera mira ndimbo chaga imwe. I wanna let you know, kutu wanga urisili wa.
Shinaida kukuda, shinaida ndiwe chete. Asiwa kanditora kumakanditora kubenzi. Shinaida moyo wako, shinaida rudo wako. Rasakandiri kunyora samba.
I had many things that the hood talk about. That's why I thought about writing you a letter. Maybe one day you can feel a lot better. Nakanzwa kutishino zako zaka pressa. 4 months numbi at the age of 17. Wakazikazi kira dai wakambosi siya. Hona isu unashamed chiri kumabugu. Wine most when nemo fesu wako kumabugu. Anyways you see nenda ifunga uwe special. Miles wanga we something that was special. China digga gonna love it like I did. Kukuda shauri baby that's what I did. Chiona maja kutishino zaka pressa say. Moms wako wani bibi yako create static. Can't you feel the pain that you bring in your homes? That's not the way, baby, gotta move on. What?
Shinaida kukuda, shinaida ndiwe chete. Asiwa kanditora kubenzi. Shinaida moyo wako, shinaida rudo wako. Rasakandiri kunyora samba. Yeah.
Maziwa. I hope you know man, but in the church wedding. Remember your friends, Anna Chido and Naruto, whom we used to call best friends in the range.
This was a big song. This was a big song when it came out. Letter to my ex. Makambonyora gwaro kuwa makasiyana naye. I wonder what your letter read. Shamwari siyana nina ndabasa newe. Unofunga noshanisira ufunga ndori unetsa pataundi wewe. I can do better. Hauna kana diri. Uri chikwe wewe. Big song. And I have Shaynedingz on the phone talking to me about his music. And I just realized that time is just flown like that because there's so much to talk about, which is why I'm hoping at some point when the world opens, we can have a seat with some of these artists that are out here. And, you know, we get to talk about everything about their music and everything. Because there's so much to talk about. I can remember the time I spoke to Elton Bryce. We just never even spoke about half the things that I really wanted to speak to him about. And then I had Betty Makaya, same thing, we spoke for 45 minutes, but I don't even think we covered half of the things I would have loved for us to cover. So time doesn't allow, especially today, because I'm finishing at 1 o'clock. So I really don't have much time, but I would really just love to sit, you know, have a seat with some of these artists and just get to reminisce, talk about, you know, those days when they started. But Shane, looking now into the current, what are you up to? What are you doing?
At the moment, one thing that I've been doing is recording new music.
Great.
I've been working with some of the big producers who are currently doing good music at the moment, and some of the great artists that we have seen since I left. So the good thing is sometimes you think, okay, if I try to work with so and so, they won't know who I am and stuff like that.
I know.
But the minute you mention, okay, this is so and so, that's yeah, sure, no problem.
Because they were looking up to you then.
Exactly, and that's the part that I think
that's beautiful.
I did not realize. Yeah, that some of these big artists that who are currently doing great music right now, some of them, they were actually saying, we actually listened to you so and so on Bridget Gawanga's show and so and so.
That's
I'm like,
lovely.
okay, nice. So yeah, I'm so happy that I'm doing music, and I haven't done music, I think, since the first song you played, Mao. Yeah, I haven't done music since then. That was 2012.
Wow.
And then about 2 years ago, that's when I started making new music.
So that's when you have done music with you went back to work with Blush, isn't it?
Yeah, with Mao, I think I was doing music. I think I did a song. That was a song produced by Sandy Makalima.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was working with Blush. I think it was an EP. It was coming from an EP which I worked with Blush, Sunny, and TBA before he passed away. So
it was
really
one of
those
things.
Yeah, it was.
And considering he was in South Africa, I'm sure he would have done a lot of good work to represent us as a country, because he was talented. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was really talented, and for me, I think that's what made me stop making music when he passed away.
Oh, that's really sad.
So I wasn't really in that mood of saying, because we had so many things that we wanted to do together.
Oh,
but
sad.
then when you passed away, so I kind of felt like there's no point.
I know there are times when you go into a certain space that you would not have thought you're capable of going into. It happens. It happened to me when my mom passed away. It just changed a whole lot of things, and you don't plan it. It just happens. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I kind of dusted myself up, and I said, let's try to make new music and let's see how it goes.
I must say
yeah.
that indeed it's sounding good for me. I like the way it sounds.
Oh, thank you.
I've played it twice before. I like it, and I think you guys are heading in the right direction. I had some people make some very unfortunate comments. You know how it is with social media. There was some artists, I'm not going to mention them, that I have so much respect for from the time that Urban Grooves came about, and they released a single recently. I think they did. And what I thought when I listened to it was that they were just trying to remind people of the sound that they used to make back then. And I think a lot of people didn't get it because then they want everybody to sound the way everyone else is sounding today. It's good to be, to be relevant, but I thought that's really what they were trying to do, because they did not try to bring out anything since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But it was so unfortunate. I felt like the people that were making comments are the ones that really don't know them. Because those that know them would have known that they're just trying to remind us, but they have tried to sort of blend in between the oldish and the newish sound so that we don't completely get lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
True.
it happens. It's social media. We live with it. We need to learn to accept what happens there. Yeah.
I think if you talk to some of these artists who have been like on the uprise of Urban Grooves, we didn't grow up in social media times.
That's true.
So I think when we actually relate to it now, I think it's a bit new, and whatever we say, we don't realize that it's going to stick there forever. People always go back and dig up those comments and say, "Oh, but he said this, he said this and that," and stuff like that, and we don't realize the impact of those comments.
That's so true. But it's the world that we live in, and you just have to keep going. Yeah, you just have to keep going.
True.
But listen, I would love to. I know you're starting at the moment, and I know how that feels. Yeah. But I would love for us to have you in the studio to actually have more time and to talk about everything, and maybe play all the artists during the time that you were there, because you guys are here and I'm here, so we can try to do our own thing over here. So I'm hoping that at some point, I can get you to come into the studio, and then we can get to just talk about everything, because I even wanted to talk about the personal stuff, the starting family, but I won't have a chance to do that because I don't have time anymore. But thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate the fact that I looked for you and you were there on the spot, so I appreciate you. Take care of yourself. All the best in everything that you're doing, and we're waiting for more music.
All right, cheers.
You take care. There you go. That's Shaynedingz, and it was really lovely. It's so refreshing to just go back and talk about, those days, because there are a lot of things that we'd miss whilst we were in there. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna play this song. Today we actually meant to have a day in the life of a diasporan. So I'm still just going to do it. I have 10 more minutes on the show, so I'm still going to do it because I promised Ibert P that I would do the show today, and I'd already put it up on my posts. But like I said, when you're talking to an artist that has been around for a long time, there's a lot that you want to talk about, but you don't even get to do that. But it's okay. This is one of those relaxed kind of shows where we really just don't worry about this is supposed to end at 5-2, or you know what I'm saying. So I'm glad that I was able to talk to Shane. Shane is happy to come to the studio at some point. I'm looking forward to that. And the song that's playing in the background is one called Ndile, which is some of his latest productions, and it features Blush. Blush used to be part of 2BG, and Blush knows I used to be crazy about his music. I will play you another song from them next week. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about the diasporan that I'm going to feature. I'm going to play 2 of their favorite. I wanted to play 4, but I'll be able to play 2, hopefully. His name is Ibert. Ibert is Ibert P. That's his Facebook name, and he loves old school. So if there's anything on Facebook going on and they were playing old school, you should expect to see him in the comments. He loves his old school. He's also a part-time DJ. Used to be part of Vision FM in South Africa, and he does some engineering work there and does DJing part-time. He's I love his vibe because you will find him on Facebook doing lives, playing some old school, chilling, barbecue kind of thing. He's really a cool guy. So I'm gonna play 2 of his favorite songs, and hopefully we survive. This is one of them. Okay, there we go. This is the music of Sky, spelled with a double Y. Start of a romance. That was a big band of the 80s into the early 90s. Start of the romance, that's the music of Sky. Well, Ibert also told me that he loves the music of Mentronics, especially this song. Okay. This should be Maureen Welsh. Thinking of you, he loves this song as well.
By an angel from above. Oh,
happy as long as I'm living. The music of Maureen Welsh, song called Thinking of You, played as a special request going to South Africa, where Ebert P is. He is a lover of old school. He is also a part-time DJ. I'm going to play one more song, and at this point, let me say thank you all very much for being with me today on the V73 show. It will be back again next week, and next week we will be talking to the owner of House of Rutendo, which is a sponsored program that we've been having. We still have 2 more programs to go, and then we'll tell you how we will be doing it after that. But yeah, that's what's happening next week. I should have Naz Knight. I spoke about her last week. She is in the studio to talk about the new releases that she has. She has a new book. She should have a poem. She is very talented. You need to hear her do her thing. She will be in the studio to talk about her works, and that will be in our Community Hub show. So that's coming up next week. Exciting things all the way. Thank you so very much. Walking out with the music of Jade. Special dedication to Ibad Piri, all the way in South Africa. The music of Jade, and this one is Don't Walk Away, but I have to. See ya. You take care of yourselves. Bye.